The meta is still in flux as old friends become new again.
With hero vehicles causing a scene in some regionals around the world, we take some time to talk about the best vehicles in the game.
We also take a look at Trust Your Instincts, which may be just what mini decks need.
This is episode 75, Vehicles.
Vehicles in the meta.
Vehicles!
Oh, you guys are ridiculous.
We're new here.
You have been well trained.
No. You don't have to carry a sword to be powerful.
I won't fail you.
Or do not.
I'm not afraid.
Please do try.
All right. The show has started.
How's it going, everyone, and welcome to episode 75. We're going to talk a little bit about vehicles today.
You're too serious, Jason.
What?
We went off the serious train last week. I'm not getting back on it.
You're procrastinating, Kim. You are doing last-minute show stuff right now.
Well, I would have been done if the stupid computer had cooperated with me.
Well, technology. It's a thing.
Technology is not my friend.
We're still trying to figure it out.
That's why I play a dice game with cards.
Joe, you be quiet over there in the chat, huh?
I don't have chat up yet, so I don't want to hear it.
Oh.
Is Joe picking on me?
No, Scott's picking on you.
Oh, man!
All kinds of people are picking on
Hey,
this.
a show,
All right,
please.
show.
What?
What? Well, it's been a good week for me. I don't know about you.
Yeah?
I was in New York, and I was having fun. But anyways, welcome everyone out there. Of course, if you have any questions you want us to answer at the end of the show, drop them in the chat. We'll answer them, of course. For those who don't know,
wait a minute. That's a loaded gun right there.
Well, usually. You guys miss me a lot?
Huh?
What?
I'm new here. I'm new here.
Of course
my
we
first
did.
day.
Of course we
Yes,
missed you.
we did.
Matt was a lot of fun.
We had a lot of fun with Matt, though.
Yeah. But
we
did
promised
miss
the
you.
viewers a board game show next time.
Yeah.
That's not what I heard. By the way, I did not get a single email, so...
Oh, you guys
So
suck.
they listened. Well, they listened to Mike when it came to writing down their responses to this week's question of the week. That's why
They
I'm
just
behind.
obviously don't care about retro games. All right, guys. Cool.
I care, Mike.
I'll put that one to bed. All right, I'll put that one to bed.
Oh,
It's done. Sad.
Anyway, how's Destiny been for you guys this week, though? Since I feel like I haven't talked to you in like forever.
It has been a while. Oops, sorry, touching stuff.
I changed my deck. I am
What?
now Kylo
Hero.
Mother
Hero.
Talzin. Nope, Kylo Talzin. That is
Really?
That deck is awesome. Yes, I am having a lot of fun with it. It is putting out a ton of damage with a ton of control, and like it's really it like throws a wrench in a lot of people's plans because you're constantly either you throw a wrench in your own plans.
Yes.
You like are constantly messing with their card draw pool to do stuff with your dice or with their dice. So you can do it like twofold. You can draw one of their cards, so mill them for one, plus change one of their die, which is like it's just an awesome. It's an awesome maneuver, and just Mother Talzin works great with Kylo in their milling effect, and just they still put out a lot of damage. And once you get some upgrade going, it's just it's a fun deck to play. I have a lot of fun, and it made a splash this weekend, so I'm really happy to see that.
It did.
Mother Talzin is
She's one mother trucker.
Yes,
something.
I love it.
I've seen,
He didn't know what I was gonna say, you guys. He didn't know.
I've seen Talzin do some amazing work recently. It's amazing what she did, whether it's controlling your own die or controlling your opponent's. We always say consistency is the name of some strong deck building, and Talzin can bring that, especially if on your side you only stock your deck with odd number cards, which means no freebies. When you think about it, though, that's a challenge. But
I need freebies.
But 2/1 costs around is not bad.
no,
And you can also create resources, with cards and stuff like that. So, and you when you play a crystal ball with Mother Talzin, you are almost always guaranteeing what you want, either mitigating their die or your own. So,
at least
great.
you're not surprised. Yeah,
no.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I haven't got to experiment with her at all yet.
Yeah, I haven't played her, but I've seen her played
I
a
don't
lot.
have her yet.
Yes.
I don't have her yet.
I don't even know. Kim, what about you?
What? So last week I mentioned that I had ordered a bunch of Destiny for a deal through a big online retailer who I won't mention again, but they had Destiny 50% off, so we got our stuff. We're still missing one set of starters, but I'm okay with that. So in my set, I got an Aphra!
Nice.
And an Archangel. So in 10 packs, I got an Aphra and an Archangel. I was pretty stoked because I didn't have either one of those. And they were,
very cool.
out of everything I wanted, like, that's what I wanted. And I went, man, we got 2 boxes and I didn't get it at all. So this was nice to get 10 packs. We got, I think Jim and I each got, because Jim got 10 and I got 10.
Mm-hmm.
So we got, I got, oh god, I can't, we each got 2 legendaries. I'm trying to think what my other one. Grand Moff, maybe? I think we each got a Grand Moff. And then Jim got a Saul Guerrera, and we didn't have one of those. So it was for getting them half off. It was a good deal. So now I need to figure out who I can run one die after with.
Look out for Saul.
That's all I have so far.
Look out for Saul. I think he's going to end up making a splash eventually. I don't think he is. I don't think anybody's gave him enough focus yet, but I think I think he'll eventually come out. He's got a lot of potential.
That would be cool. I'm okay with that. Like,
yeah.
So we'll see. I was really excited, and then I got to play Destiny in a castle this weekend.
Whoa! Did you play? Was it on purpose, or did you just bring the Destiny?
Oh, what do you mean? Was it on purpose? Like, we went to a castle and we took a bunch of games.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't like you were like, I'm going to a castle. I'll bring Destiny so I can say I've played Destiny in a castle.
Well, we took a castle game, and we took, I don't know, just a small handful of games with us, but we had a fun little getaway, and so we played Destiny.
All right.
In a castle!
We're taking, I need a flair for board game. Boom, board game time. Because did you bring Castles of Burgundy and Castles of Mad King Ludwig?
All right. We only took Burgundy. Well, because Castles of Mad King doesn't play well with 2 players. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, here comes this, we're talking about Destiny. All right, back on track. Sorry.
And there goes the train.
It's just it's too easy.
I'm excited for you. I'm excited you got Aphra.
It was it was really fun. Like,
that sounds like fun.
Fun atmosphere. I highly recommend it. If you get a chance, play Destiny in a castle. You'll make a bunch of noise. Like, you're 10 times noisier than at a normal place. It was fun.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Cool. Well, I went to New York.
What did you do, Jason?
I went to New York. I did not play Destiny. I saw lots of shows. And then I watched people play Destiny for hours and hours. Many hours were played of Destiny.
A lot of hours. That one stream was 10 hours or something like that.
About 10 hours. About 10 hours of Destiny. So I was at the Boonton.
Is that how they say it? We had
I don't even know what Boonton is.
You missed our how do you say Louisville discussion last week.
Oh, God.
Matt Scott, I'm talking about you.
They're not going to go back there.
So it was a cool shop. They had a great community.
Shaking.
75 players who were there. They did 7 rounds of Swiss. They did a top 8 cut. Both Mike and Joe from the Hyperloops were there, so they were piloting some pretty awesome decks. They did both very well. Obviously, they took first and second in that event. And but also some other great names, people we've seen around the community. Riggs Moeller was there. He made top 8.
Cool.
Rebel Gray was there in attendance at the event, and it was cool to run into him. We saw Chris Twilliger, one of our Patreons, so happy to say, I know. So it was really great to see all these folks and some people who came up and said,
cool.
Like the show. So thanks for those out there who are listening.
Good job on that, you guys.
Hello. Sorry we couldn't get out because me and Sarah were sequestered in a room where gameplay was not happening. So I had to go run upstairs to see what was going on. And so I didn't really get to say hey to anybody, which is a bummer because most of the gameplay was happening in a completely different building. So we were just like chilling in front of our
That's
computer.
wild too.
It was crazy. I mean, we had cables dropped out a window in another window just so we could have it, which is great because then I could totally talk about their hands at full volume because they weren't even wearing.
That's nice. That is tricky when you're doing that. Like you and I have done it in super close range, like at X Wars last year, and even at Nova, we were still pretty close to the top table, and it was. And I have a big mouth. Let's be honest.
Yeah, we're going outside this year for Nova. I've already confirmed that. We're getting,
Oh,
we're getting away from the from the table so they can't hear us.
it was pretty close. We were pretty close, and it was a tight squeeze back there in that table.
Yeah, it'd be tough to not say something that you see in someone's hand or something too, especially if they can hear you.
You get excited, yeah, especially towards the end. You're getting excited too, and so you're like, "Oh my god, they have!" And then,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But most of what I have to contribute from this event can be covered in the news section. So, if we want to go ahead, we'll jump into like the news and things.
Let's take it over the news.
Let me take that back. You'll find what you need.
News time.
Yeah, so a couple of things have happened. Y'all totally forgot to mention.
We did miss this, Mike. We totally missed this.
Oh my
He's
goodness.
right.
But
there were too many regionals.
Yeah, it's all good. We'll start with the regionals. So there were 4 major regionals this last weekend, 2 in Canada, and 2 here in the United States. Both the ones in Canada were small enough; they only did top 4 cut, but the won by Kylo Mother Talzin.
Mike.
Deck Mike has just started talking about.
Yeah,
it's so diverse. What's winning?
I know. I love it.
And the one Vancouver was the new 5-die villain build, which is Talzin Bala Trooper.
Mm-hmm.
So,
that's interesting. That's an interesting.
I saw that one a couple of times this weekend and saw it do pretty well. I think, in fact, over at Boonton, it made top 8. There was one deck that made top 8. Down in Miami, Sabine Ezra is making a comeback. That's pretty
really.
Exciting. Yeah. Sabine.
I tried that deck and it just wasn't for me. It just
it's tricky with the running interference stuff and making the right decisions to have the upgrades in the discard pile when you want to play them. But I think with some new control cards like oh gosh, that one with Zeb on it. Someone out there can tell me which one it is.
The thing with the guy.
You know what I'm talking about.
And the thing, I can't think of it either.
I would like to comment on the fact that so Sabine Ezra won, but look at their meta is definitely different than I think like the definite like main meta has been. It's like a lot of these decks you're not seeing played elsewhere. You know, you got your Partisan and Riken, Yoda. Definitely you're seeing that played, but then you got another Sabine Ezra. And then you got Ayla Poe, Tarkin 7th Sister, Sabine Kanan, Talzin Bala Trooper. So you got that 5-die, but so it's definitely a different meta. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's different, and that's why I think that definitely did well where it is playing in. Not taking away anything from the winner at all, but I'm just saying. Maybe that we're not seeing that deck played in other metas because there are decks that are teched against Sabine Ezra and are just a lot faster and are working a lot better. And we're not seeing that in their playlists. So
it's a rotation. I mean, there's definitely people are building to the meta now, and the meta is strong enough that you can then build to the next meta. So every week we've seen this meta progress. I was doing a quick look at the last couple of weeks of Legacy's regionals, and it's been amazing to see just how different things have come up. I mean, this hero vehicle deck, which we'll talk some more about some vehicles today. I mean, the things that people are doing with Ayla.
I didn't see that coming.
Deck, whether it be with Poe and some sort of plot card, whether it be with, just lots
Rose
of
Ezra.
That really surprised me last week.
And it's seen
I got a rose. I got a rose too.
Some really cool stuff, and of course, I think the talk of the weekend was honestly sarcastic. Joe Cullen, his Elite 7th Sister, Sienna Night Sister. So this is a variation on the infamous OTK deck, the one-turn kill, which has up till now been played as a rainbow with Bala, but he chose to swap out Bala for Night Sister, for Night Sister. Sienna is definitely in there as the character that you play leadership on, so you can get an extra activation on 7th Sister.
Okay.
And the Night Sister's ability, I've never seen anyone use it so aggressively. I guess. Like so often, like I'm so nervous to put a damage on Night Sister to reroll a die, but Joe never flinches.
That's what she's there for, you know?
Yeah, I mean that's what she's. And then as soon as she gets up to like 6 points, because no one's going after her, uses Price of Failure, and then gets another activation out of Seven Sisters. So I think there was one point where there were at least 3, if not 4, probe droids rolled into that pool.
Wow.
It's disgusting. But he throws in. He threw in Maul Saber, which has like 1 billion modified melee sides. There's some really cool stuff in that deck, and I'm pretty excited to. I'm glad we got to see it so many times. So if anybody missed it, of course the whole 10-hour stream is archived here on Twitch. They will all be uploaded to YouTube as individual game videos by the end of tomorrow. So you can check those out. I didn't edit them or anything, so they're just as crazy. But yeah, so check those out.
Very cool.
But yeah, so the regionals were awesome. Did you guys see anything in the regional coverage this weekend that you're like, wow, that was cool?
I was in a castle with no internet. I totally didn't get caught up until Sunday evening.
I was in a castle. Sorry, I
look at that.
couldn't watch the stream. La-ti-da. I was in my castle.
How many times in your life will you get to say it? I'm gonna say it at least 12 more
4.
before the stream's over.
4 times.
I've been in Cinderella's castle, but that's a totally different castle.
Oh, if we're talking Disney castles, we don't want to. We're not even gonna go there.
This one was cool. You can. I don't know if I have it on Twitter. Anyway, well, I think we saw. I mean, I feel like we talked about this when the last set came out too. Was all of a sudden you see, and it is very exciting. There's every deck. Every deck's a possibility. I distinctly remember us having that conversation when the last set came out. Like right now, anybody can win, and I love that time in a meta. And then we'll kind of get to the middle of it, and things will start to rise to the top, and then at the very end, you'll have that 1 or 2 deck list that's up there. And then everybody's getting a little tired of it, and that's all you hear in the news or in the this is what's winning regionals or this is what's winning store championships, and then bam, there's another new set, and now we're talking about this again. And that's what I love about Destiny, though. Like I love this part when everything can it's still shifting, it's still fighting for position at the top of the meta. That's my favorite time of Destiny.
Yeah, for sure. And it's there, and I think there's enough diversity now in the standard format to kind of see it stay this way for a while. I mean, obviously it's the same. There's some concepts. Wow.
Those weren't mine for a change.
There are some concepts in the decks that are very similar.
It's a good sound effect, Mike.
But there are definitely some stuff that's different as you go from deck to deck. I mean, you've got the super aggressive ones. You've got the I'm going to play redeploy weapons. You've got the Seven Sister stuff.
You even had a mill win.
Seven Sister Tarkin is awesome. I saw that in the top 4 and the top 8. That's a really interesting thing as well. We lost Mike.
Release the hounds. I like that. Yes, I think the hounds have been released.
Yes.
And now chaos has ensued.
Absolutely. So it's been it was a great. I enjoyed it.
That's really cool. I'm excited you got to see that.
Yeah, I think in hindsight, and as we look at continuing to do this kind of coverage for events, we need to look at probably get an extra person out there, because it's hard. Like you want to go talk to the people, you want to do interviews, you want to do videos of what's actually happening there. So that's what I would have liked. I would have liked one more body. Especially since the upstairs, like the stairs were so steep. So I brought some, so that was good.
Mike, you're a runner. You can do the stairs next time. Not it.
Yeah. No.
You like that kind of stuff.
No, I would rather be playing.
I'm fluffy. I'm fluffy for a reason, because I don't run up stairs all day long.
Oh, and that was the hard thing too. I did not play a single game of Destiny.
Oh.
I was like, I want to play, but I mean,
that's a bummer.
I mean, I guess you could comment on someone's game and play at the same time, but
that'd be tough.
No, you can't.
That'd be a little tough.
Possible.
You're like, let me see your hand so I could comment on this game here.
Yeah, hang on. What do you got over there? Yeah, we can't stay focused on this. Do you really think you could play 2 games at once?
No, not really. No. I hardly had enough time staying focused in that room, and
I couldn't even find my keys today. Like, I can't.
Awesome.
That was a great story.
So next weekend, there's only 2 here in between the United States and Canada. We've got Niles, Illinois at
Wow.
Pastime Cards, Comics, and Games. And then we have in Montreal, we have Le Valet de Coeur.
I wanted to see if you would say it.
Ooh,
Le Valet de Coeur.
that's so fancy.
A couple there, and I think there may be some internationally. Unfortunately, I don't have that list, but I'm sure if anybody's looking for games, there's that new cool resource out there. SW Destiny LFG, which is like an online submission of games across the world. They got all the regionals and stuff up there, so they're a huge.
Nice.
Yeah, it's an awesome resource. So check them out. It's kind of like it's going to be a good companion to SW Destiny DB, I think.
Cool.
Just to have something like that for anybody looking. So let's talk about Worlds, because I think that's next, right? Worlds and stuff.
Yeah, we could talk about Worlds.
That thing we didn't talk about last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Worlds was announced, which is always exciting. we knew it was going to be those dates, because those dates have been kind of hiding on their website for some time now.
Mm-hmm.
But they finally officially announced Worlds and even released a schedule, which seems awfully early for
Really?
that, which I'm surprised. Yeah, so they released the Destiny schedule. I mean, they released the game schedule for all their games. You can tell that this is probably the last year for the LCG, because it was like 5 hours.
Yeah, that's all it gets.
Assuming I don't even know if we'll see it at Nova, will we? Will they still hold a national since?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
Bye bye LCG. Sorry, I was gonna try you, but it's not worth it now.
No, nothing left. So the main event last year was 2 days. So it was 100 players each day, and then they took the top, I want to say 32 or 24 from each day, and then they played a 50. They played one more round of Swiss, or 3 more rounds of Swiss, and they cut the top 16. This year they're doing 3 days. I imagine it's a similar 120 seats. So yeah, lots of Destiny players, which makes sense, because how many seats are they giving out?
True.
Like qualifiers,
yeah, that's true.
So I don't even know how many seats are available for lottery. Hopefully,
I'm in the lottery.
It's super fun to play. I mean, even if you're not super competitive, like, that is a cool place to be. And if you notice their side events, they've got side events for Destiny every day, on-demand pods, drafts. They're doing a structured multiplayer event. And every single time you play, you get prize tickets for the prize wall. And their prize walls, like, if you're missing something from your collection from like a promotional standpoint, they probably got it.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
You know, the thing that gets me, though, is there's free events for, like, everything. X-Wing, free events for the card game, free events for Armada, for Imperial Assault. But there's no free Destiny events. Where's the free Destiny events? Hey, Sick Boy, thanks for the follow. Yeah, I don't... It's... You guys can see it.
Have a price tag on them?
Yeah, so on Wednesday, you got X-Wing for free. Then you got Destiny Standard Trilogy for $10, and then you got Destiny Draft for $20 or Sealed for $25.
I wonder if they're gonna. So I wonder
I'm
if they're gonna
assuming
open that up to the public then, because last year you could only play inside events if you had a ticket to the main event.
It's gotta be for everybody.
So there's got to be something. That seems odd that they would, because last year
that's
$70 ticket for the main event, and then you got to play all the side events. So
Yeah, and then Thursday you got the card game for free. You got Armada for free. You got Imperial Assault for free. But then again, you got Destiny for $10 for Trilogy, and then Draft 20, Sealed 25.
oh,
I'm assuming you must get a draft set with it.
Yeah,
like a rival set.
Hopefully something
For
will...
for $25, yeah. Man, no,
It's
that's. I don't know.
Is
That's
that-
gonna
how
be
many
from
packs?
packs.
Hopefully
6 or 8.
I haven't actually seen anybody ask those questions yet, so I'll have to check
That's
that out.
kind of pricey, I would say. I don't know. We'll see. They're gonna set what the bar is, right?
Mm. Yeah. Well, I mean, this is their first. Like last year, yes, Destiny was at Worlds, and they didn't know how successful it was going to be, and we only had Awakenings, and you know, they sold out in 5 seconds. And this year, it's like, oh, just kidding. We're just gonna draw names out of a hat.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
We draw names out of an AT-AT.
I know, we're so much cooler. Anyways, so yeah, we'll move on to our card dissection, but of course, we want to remind everyone we've got a promotional code with Inked Gaming right now. Chance Cube 12 will get you 12% off your entire order with Inked Gaming, whether your own custom playmats or the ones they have there for sale, including ours. We've got our
I have mine right here, but you can't see it because I got stuff on it.
So it's called,
Because I got stuff.
But it's
on it.
here.
it's called Galactic Conflict, I believe.
Yeah, I think it is. It's
Thanks,
really
Dave.
cool.
Yeah, so if you need a new cool 2-player mat that's thicker than the ones that FFG sells, check out Ink Gaming. Chansky 12.
Our card dissection is basically going to be the topic, right?
No, we're talking about
No, didn't you listen to me when I talked?
No, I don't
didn't
ever do that.
It's a hard knock life.
It is a hard knock life. Let's go over to card dissection.
It's not in the thing.
It is not.
Hello, what have we here?
All right, what card are we talking about, Kim?
Hang on.
we're talking about Trust Your Instincts, people.
That's the one I
All
wanted.
right.
Kim
Now,
didn't do this.
folks.
I'm sorry.
Super profesh. Let me
Kim
get that card.
didn't
Let me
do
get that
this.
card out for us here.
I'm slacking on my progress. So sorry. Trust
I
Your
don't know which
Instincts.
side Jason's on this week, so
Who's in charge here? I don't know who's in charge.
someone left us without adult supervision again.
I think Jason's in charge.
I'm not in charge. Why am I in charge?
All
I have to go on vacation. Oh my goodness. Trust Your Instincts. I'm doing this from memory because I'm trying to find the card.
Oh,
I'm getting it.
oh,
up.
I almost said something really bad. Okay,
Don't
wait,
trust your
wait.
instincts.
come here, Matt. I mean, mouse. 2 monitors. Technology's hard.
Yeah,
so is
Kim,
math.
who did?
Trust Your Instincts is a hero event. I believe it's.
Shoot.
I don't know how much cost is it. I'm
It's
so
0
sorry.
cost.
It is 0 cost.
Oh man, epic fail tonight. This is just like me. I'm telling you guys, I'm in a vortex today. Like it's. Just
I got it.
not.
I'll read the card right now.
What the crap, Google?
Let me just come over here. All right, trust your instinct.
Hey!
Hey! 0 cost. Blue neutral card. Spot a blue character to reroll any number of its character upgrade dice. Then you may draw a card. Great card. I trust your instinct. Wow, that is on the spot right there. Trust Your Instincts is a very useful card. 0 cost, you gotta love it. I play a ton of blue, so I play this card a lot. It's your character and your upgrade dice, which is awesome. Any number, and then you may draw a card too, so you're not depleting your card count in your hand at all. So, very cool card.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
one that I use a lot too, because of my infamous rolling abilities.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime I play blue, I have this in. I usually slot 2, because I roll that bad. But it's great because it's not costing me anything, and I at least get to draw another card. So it's better than just pitching to reroll, and I can choose any number of character die, which is usually what I tend to roll badly. Like, which is I don't know why, but And it's neutral, so that's why you get to play it too, Mike. Otherwise,
Yeah, that's why I get to play it.
Otherwise, it would be hero only.
It's actually funny to hear both of you say you play this all the time because I
play it a
looked
lot.
at the card and was like, this is silly. Why would I do this?
Really?
I don't know. I mean, I guess. I mean,
I
it's
take
a
all the
reroll.
cards that let me re-roll. That's what I
Right.
put in the deck.
I mean, I guess I read
all
this
of
and
them.
was like, it's just you might as well just discard to re-roll anything you want. Why limit yourself? And then you look at the may draw a card. Until I saw it played expertly this weekend. It is.
Are you implying that Mike and I don't play it expertly?
I'm sure you do. I've never.
I'm
remember
sure we-
you and I have never played a game.
Mike might. We tried to play a game, and then you tucked tail and ran.
I don't play any cards expertly. Let's just say that. That's
I
not
play
my-
roll on
It's not my
expertly.
forte.
I play roll on expertly.
The ability to draw a card. I mean, that's
Yeah.
gonna be something.
That's helpful. That's probably I think that's the biggest piece to this. Yeah, it's being able to, because it's any number. So if I have great die already out there, I don't have to re-roll them.
So
Then I can. Right? Am I reading that right? I don't have to re-roll the die.
It says any number, so 0 could be any number.
0 is a number. I've talked a lot about like making decks that are like so well teched that it's like tough to find slots where this card is kind of a pitch to reroll card. Well, this is like the answer to that slot because you don't ever have to pitch to reroll it, so it's not going to cost you anything. It's 0 cost, and then you're gonna re-up your hand. So if you're sitting on 5 cards you don't like, but you have a Trust Your Instincts, roll out, play Trust Your Instincts, re-roll what you don't like, and then you got a chance to get something that you can really play. And you're still sitting on 2 resources. It's just, there's like no reason if you're playing blue to not play this, unless you're playing blue in an instance where it's like a Night Sister and you're gonna ping her to death very early, and you're not gonna have a blue character to spot.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had this. I put it in every blue deck I've had since it's been available.
This is definitely like if you got a combo-y deck, like you're looking for those cards and you want them sooner. I mean, even just one card. It's with such a low deck size, low hand count, and no way to draw during your turn. I mean, this is one of those few ways that, this and Boundless Ambition. There's not many other ways to get cards in your hand after you've drawn at the top of the turn. So this is, I just saw a lot of value in this that I've never seen before, and saw it trust your instincts into, a leadership for Seventh Sister, and all of a sudden you're rolling on another die. It's stupid. So.
Yeah.
I highly recommend this one, which this is one that I feel super strongly about. Sometimes we talk about ones that I'm not as familiar with, and maybe I haven't used it as often, but this one I highly recommend.
Me too.
Once we get it up on the, once we find it and look at it.
Yeah, calm down. All right, let's get something away. Good Lord.
Woohoo!
Look, I ain't in this for your revolution, and I'm not in it for you, Princess. I expect to be well paid. I'm in it for the money.
Take it away, Kim.
Alrighty. So, last week, Mike challenged all of you to write the longest possible responses that you can all think of, and you did not disappoint him at all.
Yes.
Good Lord, you guys. So, but because I love you so much, I still wrote all of the answers down. And they're still in my handy dandy AT-AT.
You just print them. You just have to print them.
It's not my way. Plus, that's just more technology I have to screw with.
Please pick a long one so I can hear some rambly answer.
It is about Destiny.
This is Destiny. Put that box down. All right.
Come on, man. Okay, so... Lord. So we did ask what deck archetype, so is it mill or aggro, control, do you think will rise to the top in the meta? And we're going to give you 3 packs of Awakenings. So who knows what you might get out of that. So, I think, Mike, you said control last week. There were a lot of people saying aggro over on the Facebook page. There was a lot of that.
Of course. Everybody loves the aggro.
All right,
so you're not a hipster if you don't love the aggro.
All right, come on, not a book.
Away for 1 week, and all of the East Coast is removed from the show.
All right. Uh-oh. It's a semi-book.
Yes.
All right. Quiet you. So, congrats to Jake Frederick.
Jake Frederick.
He agreed with Mike. He said, control. Poe and Talzin provide free disruption, and our deep card pool provides removal from every situation. It's too hard to end a game quickly. So, congrats, Jake.
Kelly wrote it down.
I told you.
Wow. Well, she wrote them all down last week, too. All right, folks.
I did.
Longer answers. The longer, the better. Please, paragraphs.
Now, everybody from last week, they're in here. So everybody from this week will go in here, and then we'll have to do some super duper giveaway thing.
Yes, awesome.
Now, there were a couple of good honorable mentions. Josh Gardner said something Poe. That one made me chuckle. I think you could also say something Hondo.
Yeah.
And then Danny from 3-Man Meta had said mid-range would be king. So, but thank you guys.
We're getting a lot
I enjoy reading through each one of your long paragraphs. Because there were some great answers out there. I'll be honest. There were some great answers.
That's what I'm talking about, though. People, bring the paragraphs. The longer, the better. I'm serious. Let's Let's really
It's going
make
to be
Kim...
a page each one. And
Let's
fold
really
it up.
make Kim figure out how to just print them out. We're just going to force her into technology.
Oh my goodness. Speaking of that long answer to this week's question that you're going to write, let us know which vehicle will have the biggest impact to the current meta and why. And I brought home some goodies from New Jersey. The store up there, because only the top 64 get the promo card. So there's not really promo for regionals. Only the top 64 get it. So they made their own participation cards.
That's
nice. I love when they do that.
We've got the there we go. Outer Rim Outpost, New Jersey.
You're doing the same thing I'm doing, Mike. What?
That was awesome.
Sorry, guys. We're trying to read
places.
I like this one a lot. That one was cool.
So they both have the Highlander Games logo on the back.
Oh, that's clean.
One lucky person will receive both of those.
Nice.
So yeah, nice.
I got to enter this week.
Yeah.
You're not eligible to win. Plus, you'll write a whole dang Facebook page.
I will. I'm going to do that just so you have to write it down.
Sorry, Joe. I cannot afford Broadway tickets for the giveaway.
He owes me Hamilton tickets.
Who, I do?
Yeah, I made it up while you were gone.
Oh, him. I made it up while you were gone.
Too expensive. Oh Lord. All right, let's jump into our discussion after our word from our.
Let's do that.
Want to get notifications when your favorite game is released, goes on sale, or changes price? This is a great feature you can find over at Miniature Market. They have an extensive selection of games, game supplies, and of course, Star Wars Destiny. With any item, you can get notifications when the item is in stock, drops in price, and much, much more. And of course, you can purchase singles, booster packs, and booster boxes, all from the comfort of your computer or mobile device. Their rewards program gives points to repeat customers to use towards discounts on future purchases. Miniature Market also has an extensive buyback program and will even increase the value of your cards by up to 30% if you choose to receive store credit. And don't forget free shipping on orders over $99. Miniature Market, a proud sponsor of the Chance Cube.
But you know what I always say. Speak softly and drive a big tank.
All right, so this week I think we should start off by talking about Agent of Zion's deck. What do you think, Jason?
Jason?
Sure, absolutely. So,
J-Bar, thanks for the follow.
So, lots of vehicles have been entering the meta recently, and vehicle decks, most of them centered around Rose.
Which I'm really. Can I just say I'm
and
really surprised by this? Where's Hera? I thought Hera was supposed to be the queen of the vehicles.
Ayla.
I'm done. All right, I'm done. I'm done.
Calm down.
We'll get to Hera.
Simmer down.
So Agent of Zion over at the Artificery team piloted a vehicle deck that was the Ezra, Ayla, Rose combination. Of course, Ayla allows you to provide this control over your dice, whether it be blue or red, and has some at least 3 free damage size on it, which is great. Rose allows you to gain a resource and remove a damage from support,
which is nice.
Ezra, money, and money is what you need. Right?
That is a money-making deck, isn't it? Now that
Ezra always seems to roll into money, whether it's the resource side or the special side that steals a resource from your opponent.
I feel like this deck just does exactly what you needed to do for vehicles. So you're getting the Rose is helping you out with those big heavy hitter vehicles, like the Resistance Bomber. After you resolve the die, you place a damage on it, and after it gets 3 damage, it gets discarded. But with Rose, you just keep taking that damage off, and you keep slamming them for 6 indirect for 2 every. You can just do it every round. All you have to do is tech it in with like a C3PO to get it to flip to that side, or there's a lot of ways you can do it with some focus. It's just that Resistance Bomber with Rose is like is a great combination.
Mm-hmm.
Thematic too.
Of course, we're reminded that Rose also makes money with her specials, so plenty of that stuff. Of course, you got Tech Team to make things cheaper, but we're talking about vehicles here. Like, what are the best vehicles in the game? Why these vehicles over the others? And granted, there's maybe 12 or 14 vehicles in the game at this point. But
we've
there's some
we've had a lot. Yeah.
here, especially considering it's a rainbow deck. You got access to all 3 colors. So you've got the ETA-2 Interceptor, which has some solid damage sides. I mean, a 1, 2, and a 3. Costs 3 to play, which is easily accessible with Rose and Ezra as your partners up there.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can use it to exhaust the support, so you can help prevent those things from happening to you, whether it be running interference, backup muscle, any of those supports that or another vehicle deck. I mean, there's those options there. Not one I'm too keen on, but the ETA-2 Interceptor. Anybody fans of the ETA-2?
Yeah, I think it's a good card. Actually, let's go over to the TTS table and we can look at the ETA-2. So ETA-2 Interceptor, that is a 3 cost. It's a blue hero, and it reads, for the action, remove this die or one of your die showing a shield to exhaust the support. And its sides are 1 blaster, 2 blaster, 3 indirect, a shield, and a resource. 3 costs is a little pricey, but I think you are getting 5 solid sides, and then the action is also, it's something. It's something, and it gives you something extra to do during your turn. So,
that's fair.
I don't play a ton of hero.
It's good damage side.
Yeah.
I've never heard you say that, Mike.
I don't really know where this fits in well in the hero vehicle decks, but it is I think it's definitely a viable card.
Absolutely, it's something that that one was in the the other regional deck winner.
The other one?
The modified HWK 290, which
That's
is
a lot of words.
Yeah, I know, it's HWK 290.
Sounds like a radio station.
After you play the support, place damage on it. After you activate support, deal indirect damage to yourself equal to the damage on it. So, it's got. I mean, it costs 2, but it's got 4 damage sides, 2 range, 3 range for a cost, a 3 indirect, and a 4 indirect for a cost, and then a resource. Super cheap to play, but every time you activate it, it does 2.
Yeah.
Unless you can manage to use Rose to heal it off.
You said it was 2?
2
Yeah,
one.
it's 2.
But how much damage are you getting it?
2.
You give it 2 damage. So
you're taking 2. Okay.
You're taking
That's
2
what I
every
thought you said.
time you activate it.
But Rose quickly removes that damage.
Yeah, so after 2 turns, you could potentially... Rose has 2 die too, so if you can use Ayla to chain Rose to specials, maybe within a turn or 2, you can get the 290 to really start packing some punch. I mean...
It's decent damage sides.
Mm-hmm. I mean, 4 indirect's nothing to sneeze at, especially if you can roll into it.
Yeah, and for 1, that's not.
And you're not worrying about money with this deck generally.
No, and especially late game, 4 indirect is almost 4 on the nose when you got 1 character left.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then of course the Republic Cruiser. That one has I faced the Republic Cruiser in a draft event before. Super stupid, and especially in drafts when you're not dealing damage nearly as quickly. So it's 2 costs to play again. It's got a focus, 2 resource sides, and 2 specials. Give a unique character 2 shields, or give each of your unique characters 1 shield. So
I don't understand why you're not seeing this played in these Obi-Wan decks and stuff like that, and Rey decks.
I was just thinking that.
This is ridiculous,
Even
and it fits. Yeah, exactly. It fits that strategy extremely well. They got a focus, they got a resource, and then they got 2 shields or 1 per. I don't understand why you're not seeing this card more often.
Yeah.
Wow.
You think it's just because it slows it down? Because vehicles do take another action to activate. Is that?
Is that deck really worried about taking
I wouldn't think
a
so.
one more step for one turn to play this card out. I mean, that deck already works so fast, and and if
I feel like it'd be worth it. It's a worthwhile step. Like I don't.
Yes.
It's not a step that's not getting. You're not getting much out of it. You would be getting something.
you're getting a ton out of it, you're either getting a focus, a resource, or 2 shields the first time you roll it out. Like, that's huge.
Yeah.
I honestly don't see why we're not seeing this card a lot more.
And the meta's not, like, except for Sabine and Ezra, the meta's not all that fast right now. I mean, any Seven Sister decks generally kind of bide their time.
Right.
Roll in, try to get some cards, play some cards. With the vehicle decks, like, you're playing the vehicles early, or at least trying to, and then you're rolling them all out and then resolving them. I mean, your vehicle decks hardly ever claim. I mean, I haven't seen them claim unless they're facing another vehicle deck that should have to be slower, because you have to activate each one individually unless you're using something like gosh, they're not even playing it, because there's at least 1 or 2 events that allow you to activate multiple supports at the same time, but these guys have teched it out of
there's
their
a
deck.
support that does it too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, guys. Oh, that's bad.
Oh, I am ill prepared. What is that vehicle that does it for you?
Mine is an Aston Martin. Oh, different vehicle. Different does it for me. Never mind.
But yes, there's supports that allow you to activate all supports once activating that support. So, there's ways to be fast with vehicles, but again, it's still not fast because you're looking at usually a 5 die. So you're going 3 wide plus a vehicle activation plus usually some sort of card play. So, yeah, you're not gonna be claiming.
Yeah, and it's I've seen the new Falcon show up a little more often. I think just because it's 4 costs instead of 5.
It does make it a little. It does make it a little easier.
And
to
it
get out.
does speed it. And the new Falcon does speed up your deck a little bit because it has the ability after you activate the support, you may activate one of your characters.
I like that.
So you activate the Falcon, then you can activate one of your characters. And
I would probably use this one in place of the.
So it's nice. It's got
Most
3
people-
damage sides. It's got 2 range, a 3 range, a 4 indirect with a resource, a 2 shields and 2 resources, and it costs 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So moving so like the assortment of vehicles we see in this Ayla Rose Ezra deck that we see often is pretty similar from both. One of them throws in 1 Maz's goggles, but the other one doesn't throw in any upgrades. It's all support. 17 support cards. 16 support cards, like tons of support.
That is a Nate deck right there.
Nate's deck. But then, so I saw a really clever vehicle deck this weekend. This one was piloted by Riggs Moeller, who came in, I want to say top 4 at Nationals.
That's good.
I know we interviewed him when we were up there.
We did.
I
think you're right. I think it was 4.
He was playing Elite Yoda, Hera, Maz.
Whoa.
So I think the idea, of course, Yoda's controlling die, Hera's throwing vehicles out for free, Maz is speeding you up. So there's a little bit of speed behind this deck. And then I saw him more than once throw down that quad jumper with Hera and then override it with another vehicle that costs 4 or 5. And then you don't have to bring it back to your hands because it was the quad jumper who came in with Hera, not the vehicle you overrode it with. Because that quad jumper allows you to has the action discard the support to play a support from your hand, decreasing its cost by 3. So
that's sneaky. Oh, that's sneaky smart though.
21 support cards and 9 events, and no upgrades.
Yeah, and he used suppression field, which was very clever. Which is exhausts the support to remove a die showing damage, place damage on the support equal to the value showing on that die. So he was able to use it to control either like singles or 2 valued damage sides. And you get at least 2 removals out of it. It's pretty clever.
Wow.
I can't even.
Yeah, and you can use it pretty cleverly because that once it doesn't have to equal to 3. Like you could remove a 3 or 4 damage side. It would just end up being discarded after you do that. So
Only 9. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a very clever. I mean, I haven't seen this build yet. I'm sure we'll see some people experiment with it now that he's released it.
Yeah.
And like I said, he topped 8, and he did win one game against Mike's Sabine Ezra. He just lost the other 2, so it was pretty tight, and I was just amazing what it can do. It's these vehicle decks bother me on like the staying power, and I think that's what Yoda provides for Yoda, because he always took shields as one of his special options.
That's
interesting.
So, it's just
that's not a bad idea.
It gives the staying power.
Yeah, caution of course gives some staying power with shields, easy pickings. Hand down is a great removal for vehicles.
Wow.
Yeah, Matt Scott is actually saying he has played against Riggs with this deck. So our guest host last week, Matt, played against him in PAX South. He said. Yeah,
he's a great guy. He's really cool. So it's really cool to see like this deck in action. I believe game.
That'd be a fun one.
Game 5, we actually streamed one of his games. So if you want to see this deck in action, you can check that out.
Awesome.
I really like that he. Resistance Bomber is another one in there. Now he doesn't have Rose to help with the damage side on things, in terms of healing your vehicles, but I don't think it matters. He was able to, Resistance Bomber. If you get 3 rolls out of it, and you can roll 6 indirect damage and focus it with Yoda or something stupid, like
it's worth it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
this combination that looks like on paper it looks like it just worked really well actually together. I just haven't. I've never seen it put together before.
Yeah, I mean, I think people. You're nervous about running 4 dice for a 3-wide because not many people do that anymore. Most people are big fans of the 3-wides with 5 die, but Yoda provides some amazing consistency for this. Using it to get Hera to get vehicles out early, and then in the late game using it to focus those vehicle die into something pretty gnarly. And then people don't know who to go after. Do you go after Yoda and leave Hera out there to continue to throw vehicles down? Do you go after Hera? And you can tailor who you are protecting based on that. Maz is, you can get rid of Maz early, but she's not the threat from a damage perspective. She's the threat from a speed perspective. So.
Right.
So it was interesting. I'm pleased to see like these large vehicle support type decks do well, because I think there were a lot of people who tried, and Legacies has finally brought the tool to make it worthwhile.
Yeah, I think we felt like Empire War was going to be heavy with vehicle decks, and what is going on in my town? Sorry, guys. Like, it's semi after semi. I live in a very small rural town, and it's semi after semi.
That's crazy.
It's not even. It's not. Whatever.
But yeah, you're right. We did see people try vehicles in the last Empire War, and they didn't get close enough. Because that was so fast. And
that's, I think you hit the nail on the head. Like, everybody expected Hera to come out, and here come all the vehicles, and then the meta was just so fast.
Yeah.
If I could, I would move to the big city. We have 3 stoplights here and cows.
Yeah, I'd like to talk about the Y-Wing a little bit. That's a special. Force an opponent to deal damage to their characters, distribute as they wish, or lose resources until they have dealt or lost a combination total of 4. So all you got to do really is wait till they have no more resources, and then you just resolve that special. Or it forces them to hold on to their resources and not do some mitigation they had planned on doing or something like that. So Y-Wing is one that I think is underrated, but we will see a little more play. The only problem with it is that its other 2 die sides really aren't what you're going. I mean, that 2 blasters good, but the 2 disrupt, I mean, take it or leave it, and then 2 blanks, which is tough. So Y-Wing, though, I think it's a good car for 3. That special's worth it, especially because you could just focus down to it, or
I would totally agree.
C3PO it.
Ayla and Yoda are both. Oh, and C3PO, of course. Those are 3 great options to. I mean, that's the thing with Yoda and Ayla and Poe, like special chaining, right? We thought it was crazy with those different types of specials, but now with these vehicle specials, like special chain into a Y-Wing special, or whatever. I mean, there's a lot of these vehicles have specials, which benefit you down the road. So lots of options, and these decks are so fun to watch being played because they require because there are so many options. I think we're seeing a lot more of that. Decks that have built-in,
a lot more decision making,
a lot more decisions to be made, but a lot more outs when it comes to these very tight situations when you're neck and neck with your opponent.
Nice.
Wow, and then and some of these vehicle decks. Let's see. The Yoda one does have some 5 cost. Outruns deck from not from Louisville has nothing but up to 3 cost cards in it. So he said, "Forget those expensive vehicles. Who needs them?"
All right. And he has a little bit less supports, only 16 supports and 14 events.
Yeah.
But you can definitely tell that these are all these are focused up for strictly support. They have 0 upgrades. Let's see. Oh, okay. So Agent of Zion is running one copy of Maz's goggles, which is at one you're like just maybe you're hoping to draw it early, or you're gonna. I mean, it's good you play it whenever for 1 cost. It sucks late game, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's probably used pitch to reroll late game.
Yeah, but other than that, 1 copy. That's it. Out of all 3 of these that did well this weekend, 1 copy. Yeah, it is. It's very interesting. Because I find it hard to believe like those characters to be able to stay alive long enough with as heavy as some of the other decks are hitting, for them to be able to withstand it long enough to get these supports out and start doing damage with them. That's interesting. I wouldn't have. My brain wouldn't have considered that.
Absolutely. Cool. Well, I mean, there are lots of cool vehicles out there. It's definitely an archetype to consider, especially if you like a thinky game, a game that may last so long, and then if you have plenty of room on your side of the table to play them.
There is that.
Get a big mat.
Don't have a busy mat. Like, you need a calm mat when you play that much stuff, or you just lose stuff in it. Like, you just kind of...
Yeah. You'll forget to roll dice in.
You had that card. Yeah, you forget that you had this one back here. Because it's not sticking out because your mat's too busy. That has totally happened to me.
Yeah. I have yet to play one of these, but I think I may...
It'd be fun to build one.
Build a variation of one and just...
I might do that.
Or maybe finally you and Kim, you and I will use these webcams for good and play a game against each other.
For good, not for evil.
Scared. You guys know we tried to play a game, and I'm kicking his tail, and he's like, "Oh, we gotta go. We gotta call." And he picks everything up and walks away. Like, it's not even like we'll come back to it.
Jump into our listener questions.
You just wait, Brain. You just wait.
There can be no mistakes this time.
Listener questions.
Oh boy!
Yeah, so far only one person's asked a question. If you
come on, man,
question up in the chat, well, we're happy to answer.
Ask me what all board games are behind me. Jason will love that.
Nope. Kinjo Havoc has asked. I missed last week. What did he miss? I wasn't here either, so that's up to you guys.
You missed a lot. You missed some fun stuff. Matthew Scott was on, and we talked mostly about board games.
Yeah,
and,
the whole time.
About what we're going to do when Jason leaves. And what else did we talk about?
How we're going to take over the world.
Yeah, that our spaceship that we're building. It was like a lot.
Oh, yeah.
There was like a lot of crazy stuff we talked about last week. Go watch the VOD. It's
I saw.
Go just head back, give it a little view. You'll see some cool stuff, some crazy stuff.
We did have a fun time.
We had a very good time. Yes.
That was fun.
Oh, he has another question. Why did you abandon the game with Kim, Jason?
Jason, inquiring minds would like to know.
That's a chat question. We got to answer that one.
Yeah, I remember Jason saying at the start of the show that we had to answer all the questions from chat.
We have to, no matter what the question, folks.
Was I hungry? Did I eat food?
Was I hungry?
No. So it was
put it on Sarah. Sarah was calling you. It was Sarah.
It was in between rounds at X Wars, and so we were waiting while they were taking a break and they were finishing up, and so top table was sitting back down and we had to go call the game.
See, it was a
So you
legitimate-
cleared the table so that other people could play, even though a tournament was happening behind us.
Oh, hey, look, real question.
And never played again.
Going to see a new release on a new set soon.
Yes.
Last time it was really close. It was really close
Yes.
to the
Yeah.
release of Empire War Legacies. Was like, oh, hey, by the way, I'm surprised we haven't
I think
played
we
yet.
will.
Every time I get a flash on my phone that's FFG's done an article and I see a Star Wars picture, I'm like, here it is.
Asmodee's just a little busy buying up other board game companies, so maybe next week.
So let's see. It's the 13th today. I'm gonna say I say we get the first week of next month. We get a news
Of March. I
yeah,
can see that.
first week of March. I think is what it is. Yeah,
Jason,
write
are
it
you
down,
writing it
Jason.
down?
I'm predicting the future.
Or he's going to write a "Save me from this podcast" sign and hang it up.
Finish answering the question, Jason.
I love you guys.
Kim, answer the question. I had a legitimate excuse. We had to go commentate on the game.
All right.
I want to say by February 25th.
Ooh, nice guess.
Nah, I'm going to say I think it's going to be in March.
When in
Early or
March?
late?
Week 2.
Oh, week 2.
I can't say the
oh.
same as you, so.
All right.
You said week 1, so
Yeah.
all good. And now you guys are just being silly.
Now we got another one from Ken John. We got do you think the changes in the meta every week will it continue to be in flux, or do you think we'll settle down and have a handful of decks?
We'll settle.
I
Give
don't
it
think
another 2 or 3 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, and I think it'll start to settle.
so. I
No,
don't think it's powerful enough.
no settle. I think
It'll
it's gonna
float
just
every
Nope.
time.
not for a couple. I think it's gonna be a while. I think we'll have it at like we've had it for every single set. It's gonna be toward the very end of the set. We see something really float to the top. But other
But it
than
feels
that,
like that time frame lasts forever, I feel like, though.
that's
I
cool.
feel like that it isn't, because by then I'm so sick of hearing about R2-P2. Like, play something else.
There
There he is. Look, he was so scared of the question, he disappeared.
What? Oh,
You were gone for a minute. I Jedi
Okay.
mind tricked you straight out the thing.
More questions.
More cowbell?
What character do you think will
No.
be the power of the Force next? Yoda?
I don't think so.
No, not
I thought-
Yoda.
Everybody thought he was gonna be broken, but he's like, how? What is Yoda?
He's
one?
not.
Matt.
He's
Kuzno
fun.
has one.
Huh? What? Say that again?
Matt Kuzno.
Yeah,
is the
Matt
only one
Kuzno.
Yoda.
Yep.
Yeah, he, like, everybody and their brother was Yoda and his friend, but then when it came time for the top at regionals, he's not there. Like, I think he's showing, right?
Not
We had
there.
him at least, no. Did he even really have any representation this week? No.
That's
Hang
sweet.
on, I guess. I'm gonna scroll back up.
Yeah, he had some, but not a whole bunch. Certainly not in the top. Not in the top 1. I don't know about the top 2.
Who is gonna get the nerf
runner-up.
skis?
He was in
I
the top
don't. You know what? I think it's kind of tough to tell until we see what our next set's gonna be and the broken pairings that are gonna come from the current point costs, because that's how I think they're determining these a lot of the time, is these ridiculous pairings that we don't even know about yet. So right now, I don't really think anybody needs to be point nerfed. Not that I
I
can
don't
think
think
of.
so. No, I would agree with that.
No.
And Yoda did win in that Hero Mill deck, which won a regional and took second in Portland.
I think eventually
Thanks, Matt.
Matt's gonna hate it. Kuzino's gonna hate it, but I think eventually Sabine is gonna have to get some sort of
That or
some sort
running
of
interference.
cool down. I don't know.
I honestly, I don't like playing running interference, which is back to when I played 9s, I didn't crazy overwrite. Like, I don't know, I guess I limited myself because I felt like it was a jerk move. So I've shied away from the Sabine deck because I don't like playing running interference on my opponent.
But I think
Why
Legacy's brought us some new get rid of support cards that are super cheap and easy.
That's
Yes.
what, yeah.
More of that be played if Sabine Ezra continues to do well.
I don't know if it's necessarily going to be Sabine Ezra though. I think Sabine is like a volatile, like she's a bomb that could go off at any minute as soon as she gets that right pair. Like she's already kind of a terror, really, and with the right pairing and in the right hands. Like Matt Kuzno, that dude has played that Sabine so much. He is just mean with her. So like in the right hands, she's already super tough, and I don't think has the right support yet. So once she gets the right support, I think she's going to have to get a little bit of a point nerf. So
yeah, like I could see that happening for sure, and I agree. In the right hands, good lord, she's a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
And we'll take one last question before we all go to sleep. What cards do you think will be reprinted from Awakenings? Will any cards be reprinted from Awakenings? Do we need Electroshock in this game after the first 3 sets rotate out? Do we?
No, because it's already getting pushed out.
You think so?
What
card did I hear? No, I was just talking to somebody about this. What they're using in place of Electroshock. Golly, I can't remember what it was. It was the Ken. I was talking to Ken.
The Ken. Vader.
It's gone.
I don't think Vader's going to get reprinted.
There's too many. I think there's just too many other variations of him. Yeah,
I don't think we'll see reprints of characters at all. I think we will see reprints. If anything, we'll see reprints of events.
Yeah.
Or you'll have a very similar structured event that is maybe tweaks it just a smidge. Maybe. It does everything that this card did and one little tiny different.
I mean, does the designer of the game currently who did not design the first set want to reprint any of those cards? That's the question.
That's fair. He wants to do more artwork like a rookie pilot.
Oh, Han Solo?
That's the other thing. Yeah. You missed our Maury Povich show on.
Oh, yeah. We did a Maury Povich that proved that Han Solo is Ricky Pilot's father. That is what you missed last week, folks. It was pretty awesome.
That's a true statement. That happened.
Jason's not.
You, Jason?
All right, can we just finish this up?
No. Who wants to answer more questions?
Kim and Mike, slap happy. Jason's just eventually going to disappear off the stream, and Michael and I will just sit here and answer stuff.
No, I think that was a very good show, folks. Let's talk. Let's talk a little bit about just regular old Star Wars, not
regular old.
Yeah, regular old Star Wars, not Destiny Star Wars.
Come on, Jeff.
The Jedi. What do you know?
There are too many cards in my. All right, let's do it. Jason, what are you excited about in Star Wars this week?
Oh, usually people don't ask me that first. I started reading Leia.
Oh,
yeah. That's on my list. That's on my list.
I'm not going to spoil anything because it's like totally within the first couple chapters. But so, Admiral Holdo, who, if you watched The Last Jedi, spoiler alert, died. You remember her, purple-haired crazy woman?
They didn't show her dead. I'm just saying.
Spoiler alerts. Yes, her ship could have survived.
Maybe anyway, she had a force bubble.
Admiral Holdo, like Leia meets her for the first time in this book as like a 16-year-old, and they paint her out to be like a Luna Lovegood. Like
interesting.
She is such a like head in the clouds.
Like fangirl?
No, like I want to talk about things that no one understands what I'm saying, but it's nice and I think we should do this. I don't know what you're saying. Yeah, I was like, wow. Apparently she turns. I don't know. I'm just
interesting.
I work with people who actually read these books, so I'm like, what happens to her? She's crazy, and apparently she's slightly less crazy.
Nice.
So if you're a Harry Potter fan, there's a little potential crossover there for you.
I see that.
It's interesting. It's a nice book. I mean, of course, Claudia Gray never goes wrong. So
yeah, I like the stuff I've read of hers. I've liked. So I'm still trying to finish a certain point of view. I can't get it done.
Books are hard.
Books are hard, guys.
Yep. I tried to read a book this weekend. I made it to page 6 before I started to doze off and had a full body jerk, and the whole thing went flying into the air and woke me. Like, it was, from my vantage point, I was dying. Jim looks at me like, what is your deal? And I'm like, the book tried to attack me. It was great. It was great. So that's about how far I can get, like 6 pages, and then falls on my face, and I'm asleep.
All right, folks. So all those Star Wars writers out there, write a book that's 6 pages.
Yes.
For Kim.
comics. They don't hurt as much when they fall on your face.
Unless you're reading them on your phone, then they.
Yeah. 'Cause who else has done that? I know, like, I'm guilty that I've been reading on an electronic device and it smashes my face when I fall. Anybody? I'm not the only one. I see you guys. Somebody else.
You are the only one.
I am not the only one that does that.
Yeah.
You do it.
You know what? I'm gonna go on a tangent right now. I listened to this podcast and they talked about this girl who had this phenomenon where every morning when she went in the shower, a coin fell into the shower and fell onto the ground into the
from above her or from
she don't know. She didn't know where it was from. Every day, and she
come on, Joe.
And I'm like, wait, that shit happens to me all the time.
What?
It's because you fall asleep with change in the bed.
I don't lose change in my body.
The stuff's not that interesting, people.
When I'm sleeping.
Tangent time. It's not that interesting.
Jason has left the show.
All right.
Thank you. See, I'm not the only one. All right, so back to Star Wars stuff. Not where change falls from your person, apparently.
It happens. It's
I am a
because you fall
fluffy
asleep
person,
with
and it's
change
never
in the bed.
happened to me. Like, I have extra clevers.
It's because I am Scrooge McDuck. And I have all my money that I sleep in. Let's talk about your Star Wars stuff, Kim.
Oh, God. So, special thanks to our friends at Coffee with Kenobi. If you're not following their Facebook page, you should, because they do share some fun stuff, some great artwork, and just fun little articles here and there. So this week they shared a story, and I put the link. I don't know if Mike can get it up or not.
It is up right now.
This dude built this Star Wars theater in his house, and now we all want Star Wars theaters in our house. This thing is amazing.
I'll just scroll through the pictures right now. It's
yeah,
pretty
so his
awesome.
wife was like, yeah, okay. And it's like... It's house goals. So I thought of you,
awesome.
Mike, with I knew that you were selling the house, and oh come on, man, Jason doesn't need a new host. What? That's not chat.
Hey, y'all are more than welcome to take my job. That is fine. You can have all the production job. You have all the work. You got to deal with Jason. That's on you. Did his mic break? I can't see that.
That is not nice at all, Jason. No, he's putting up our email that I'm not going to read out loud so that the people listening to this podcast won't know what he said.
Hey, all complaints, mike@thechancecube.com. Send them over. I love it.
But I was thinking of you, Mike, because I know you sold the house, and so I thought this would be a great idea for you to pass off to the wife to put a theater in your new...
Yeah.
I would. I think it's... Overall, it's still a super awesome theater room, regardless of if it's Star Wars or not.
Oh, just by the way, they don't pay anything. So you do it all for free. Just so you know, folks.
The good news is no one can read that.
Yeah. No one can read that.
He does owe me Hamilton tickets now. This used to be a fun gig.
Folks, that's his to-do list, and the to-do is to fire Jason and Mike. Oh,
the benefits are
Kim and Mike.
Messages at random times of the evening from Jason himself. And yeah.
What? Oh, hi guys.
What?
That sounds awesome.
This is derailed, and I was
at the Star Wars theater. I'd dig anything from my friends over at the CWK.
Yeah,
they are nice. They are nice folks.
Yeah. In fact, I want to say that Dan recently learned how to play Destiny and talked about it on a recent show.
That's cool.
It is awesome.
So,
for me, I don't have any Star Wars news. I am still in the midst of selling a house and working like 65 hours a week. So I'm not really doing much. There's
grown-up stuff sucks.
Yeah, I got to get through this move, and then we'll be playing plenty of more Star Wars.
So you want me to send you the Han Solo trailer is what you're saying?
You could send it to me. I'm not going to watch it.
It's not very good.
Hey,
I was underwhelmed.
That's what everybody said anyways, so.
I'm excited. It'll be good.
I'll still pay money and go see it. I mean, who are we kidding? But
right.
Amen. All right, folks. Well,
on that note, I guess this is mine and Mike's last show.
Yeah. Hey,
Jason's
thanks,
gonna
folks.
replace us next week.
No,
so
Thanks for watching.
I think Joe and Mikey have just decided that that they would annoy me so much that I'd want you two back. So we can just pass that much. You guys can come back next week.
I'm gonna
Wow.
have to think about it. You're gonna have to
we'll see.
renegotiate my contract.
Yeah, we'll see if we come back. You might have a one-man show next week. We'll see, folks.
I
did
can
that
almost
for
come
four
late.
episodes.
Signing out. You're
Bye, you guys. Have a good
lucky
week.
this is a family show. There'd be a finger for you. I'm out of here. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
This has been The Chance Cube, a Star Wars Destiny podcast, a non-profit organization dedicated to building community through gaming. Visit our website for all things Star Wars Destiny, including our price watch, meta tracker, and latest articles from the Chance Cube family. Find our latest videos on YouTube, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and visit us at patreon.com/thechancecube. Your patronage allows us to grow this program and help us give back to the gaming community by sponsoring events, giveaways, and supporting our own community building initiatives. This is Mike Hill, the voice of the Chance Cube. Thanks for listening. The Chance Cube is not affiliated with Fantasy Flight Games, Lucasfilms, or the Walt Disney Company.